So today we picked this from Nihongo de Talk Show. We picked right up here, 学習書の世界, Learner's World. And the first one is 私の identity. It should be the easiest, and then lower you go down to the level kind of gets higher. But of course you can customize it. So today I would like to pick a story called Senegal. And モハメッドさんはセネガルの実家の食事について書いてくれた。Okay, I'm going to make it bigger. If you click this corner, it will get bigger. Then when you open it, it will look like this. Okay. Then I'll present like so. セネガル。この作品はセネガルのダカール出身のモハメッドさんが書いてくれた話をもとに修正を加えて投稿したものです。朝食、母がクスクスを作ります。サワークリームをのせます。サワークリームが乗っている母の作るクスクスが好きです。それからキンケリーバッチャを飲みます。昼食、母がチェブジェンを作ります。トマト味で魚とご飯が入っています。キンケリーバ茶、マーケットで買います。このお茶は健康にいいです。おやつ、母はファタやを作ります。野菜がたくさん入っています。これは私の好物です。私は熱いお茶を入れます。母と一緒に飲みます。夕食、今日は母が一日中料理をしました。だから夕食は姉と妹がいろいろな果物を切って家族で食べました。Do you think you can use this for your classroom?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we all at least in middle school, my middle school program, we always, the food always comes up, and when pre-pandemic, we have an event, we make a Japanese breakfast, but and it's very exotic because the kids are not used to having rice and soup we make a tradition. Maybe this book is going to open my mind. So I guess I have been presenting a stereotypical Japanese breakfast.
Okay.
and so we make it our traditional, so-called traditional Japanese breakfast with fish and rice and soup. But I think this story would get me out of my own mindset, like, oh, I have to teach them the Japanese tradition and we have to do this way. I mean, we could still do the traditional breakfast, which the kids love, but this would add another layer of a little more open-mindedness. So I think this would fit with my thematic unit of breakfast.
I see. Okay.
I mean, at a glance, but now that we've read it, I think it has more, even, more, it takes it more beyond that.
I see. They could include their hometown map or something here.
Right.
I'm always thinking project-based.
Project-based, right.
Use your background information to make this as your breakfast, what you eat or what your mom cooks.
Well, everybody could present their own breakfast, because there is not a typical, I mean, there is a stereotype. I mean, what are stereotype American breakfast? I mean, I always find out that my students eat all sorts of things for breakfast, and it's
Uh-huh.
fascinating,
Yes, right.
and it's not just a matter of, US versus Japanese breakfast.
It isn't, isn't it?
It's not. So this really is a powerful, yeah, like a very strong reminder that it's more than just compare us in Japan, and who are we anyways? So,
And then I feel that it has your mom or your parent or your caregivers
mhm,
backgrounds included too.
mhm.
And then this is 昼食、朝食、昼食。
Well, one thing that I find so fascinating about reading about other cultures through Japanese,
Mhm.
this is very interesting to me because I tend to think, oh, that katakana is for words of English origin, but that's not, that's only part of it, right? So
Oh,
sometimes I learn about how sometimes the katakana represents a more accurate pronunciation than English would, or like
okay.
I don't know how to say this in the romanized version of this meal. I don't even know how to say this. It's written with English letters, but I don't know how to pronounce it. So I like that it's katakana right there. It
Ah,
gives me some idea.
that's right, because
Well, no, it's just interesting.
Mhm.
Mhm.
That's right, that's right. He helped me to spell it out in katakana so we can
Mhm.
read it. Both
Otherwise, I don't know how to pronounce it.
can. Yeah, that's so true. Hey, katakana is useful for
Right.
something.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's good to learn and yeah, learn how to pronounce using katakana. Ken kinkeribacha. Ne, kinkeribacha. So I think that tea,
Mm.
of the world is very interesting.
Right, right, right.
I
This
find
is fascinating. I was
Mhm.
trying to understand what those tubes are. I mean, is that the tea bundled up? I assume that's what it is. So,
Yeah,
this is very interesting.
it is, yeah.
Mm.
And I find interesting, fascinating is definitely we can stereotype like who drinks what kind of tea.
Right,
Yeah,
right,
and so it's really interesting that each household has favorite drinks that go.
right, right. And I know that some areas of Africa are famous for coffee, but
Huh?
here the drink is tea. So, you know, um, another stereotype. So,
おやつね。
another popular food topic.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. And then ね、熱いお茶ね。熱いお茶。
Mhm.
冷たいお茶、熱いお茶。熱い。Yeah. What do you think of as far as comprehensible input goes? Everything okay?
Oh, well, yeah. As a middle school teacher,
Mhm.
I would have to, my students wouldn't be able to read it with the
Mhm.
kanji or
Mhm.
any, I mean, I would have to rely a lot on the pictures
Mhm.
to, gesturing and pointing and
Yeah.
stuff. But I think, I think the pictures would be sufficient
Mhm. Okay.
to, especially, well, and this, yeah. So,
Mm.
but they wouldn't know like that this picture here is talking about dinner, right? So,
Yeah.
yeah, so this is very surprising. So I
Mhm.
mean, just by looking at the picture, they wouldn't know that.
No,
They,
this is
so,
yeah.
mhm.
So
But
this is
that's okay.
yeah, it's the surprise ending.
Hmm.
So, and personally, if I was to be editing, I would, I might take this one right here. Like, I might take this one off because 妹、姉と妹
Mm-hmm.
We don't have the 姉と妹, this big sister, little sister's picture there.
Right,
I
right,
take that off. And 果物, this is 果物. And the
right,
nobody's cutting. So I
right.
could put that, I could either put the picture of somebody's cutting fruits, then be more comprehensible.
But you know, if I had to boil it down to the bare minimum, just um, dinner and fruit. You know, that's because we usually learn the different terms for the meals of the day, so that would be sufficient.
Yeah. So definitely this is not a stereotypical
Right.
dinner or 夕食. But I think this surprising, but there's no rule.
Mhm.
I've always learned from my childhood, you're not supposed to eat fruits at night. That
Mm,
make you awake.
yeah,
That make
right.
you awake.
That's I think that custom is common
Is it? Yeah.
for my background.
Yeah. Yeah, mine too. So hopefully this type of storyline can encourage uh, each student to tell about what your meals are like at home, or even your imaginary meals too. It could be imaginary too.
Right, yeah.
So as long as we're learning, we're talking Japanese, 食べました, and it's a past tense too. Really express yourself, what you ate for dinner. So there's no restrictions, there's no embarrassment. I think that's the point of the story to me. How about you? What do you think?
Yeah. Well, and then definitely the meals, the content of the meals, and then just the fact that well, this story was based on your student's life, right? So
Mhm.
like um, I studied Japanese in America, and I study in a place where um, mostly a white population. So I think it's very it's helpful to be reminded that all learners are not like me. That they are learning Japanese. That people learn Japanese from all different backgrounds, and so I just thought it was really exciting to have access to. Usually I'm thinking, oh, I'm getting access to Japanese culture by studying Japanese. But actually, when I am presented with a story like this, I reminded that I have access to more than just this is giving me access to other cultures too, not just Japanese culture. So
Oh,
I find this very kind of very exciting. That I have. It's a new link to even even bigger world.
all
So
right. Wonderful. Thank you so much for your time today. And
thank you.
we look forward to get on to another one of our collection stories. I'm gonna do a record breaking, all 50 stories be online. That's
Gamate.
頑張ります with you. It'll be
Yay.
so much fun. We're learning so much, and most importantly, bring it to your classroom and see what the reaction is. Or you could make it to project base or whatever you like, essays, whatever you come up with, or the kids, the students, what learners feel about it. I would love to have some comments, feedback, anything. Okay.
Here.
ありがとうございました。
ありがとうございまし
Next
た。
time. ありがとうございまし
また
た。
来週。
また来週。
失礼します。
失礼します。